Okay, this will be my first Dota 2 recording video. I just pretty much picked this game kind of random. Try to look for a game I did decent in. Uh, okay, so first let's talk about the teams, I guess. I'm playing Leshrac. This is my friend Cool Guy is playing Silencer. Then we have Anaix, Venomancer, and Furion. Okay, so obviously with Venomancer, Furion, and myself, we have a good pushing team comp. Or anti-push, whatever. Naix, Silencer, kinda weird. Silencer's actually a really good counter to Tiny, because he can't do his full combo with Last Word, so that's good. It's pretty okay for Clockwork too. We don't know who their other two picks are, so. But basically, I'm gonna be going mid against probably Tiny. I don't really remember, but I'm basically just going to try to push a lot because that's what Leshrac is best for. So let's start it. And we'll do the player's perspective on myself.
Prepare
so right here,
battle.
displaying items. I'm probably going to buy a few branches and a health pot and go for an early bottle. That's usually what I could do on mids, especially if it's an easy lane. Tiny is not very good at laning at the beginning. He doesn't really have mana to do anything. He can do his combo like once and then he's pretty much out of mana. Their last two picks were Lina and Bounty Hunter. Lina's a nuker if you didn't know. I guess I should say what these heroes do in case you guys don't know. And Bounty Hunter is kind of he's like a stealth assassin bounty hunter. I guess the name says all. Okay, so for the heroes, Leshrac, like I said, he's just a pusher. It's basically all he's used for. Every single ability he has does AoE damage, so in team fights he can do a lot too. The only bad thing is that he takes a lot of mana. His ult is basically, let me read it, it's basically a pulsing AoE, but it costs mana as it pulses, obviously. His Q is an AoE stun. It's kind of hard to hit. If you play League of Legends, think of Rupture, I guess, except they don't see where it's going. He does kind of like pause, so you know if he's about to stun or not. The radius is really small at early ranks, and it gets bigger. Okay, so here I just blocked, so I'm gonna put on free camera. So you can see, like, he's tiny, so he has to come up here to last hit, and I can stand up here. So when you go, like, because if you don't play Dota and you don't know, he doesn't have vision on me. Like, I'm up here and he's down here. He can't see me, but I can see him. So that's really good. It makes it really hard for him to get last hits. Even though he has this haste, it's not gonna do anything for him. You start with a bottle, which is a really, really bad idea. Basically, you see my goal right here. A bottle costs 600. I'm almost already there, and I started with 5 items, and he started with this. So you never want to start with a bottle. But you saw the advantage that blocking the creeps gave just at the very beginning. And this is just going to be a laning phase, so it's not going to be much to say. I'm just going to go, say I just bought my bottle. It's coming on the carrier now, and once I get that, I'll have it by 2 minutes, and I'll be able to get rune control if I want it. Because Tiny really can't do anything. Like I said, if you look at his abilities, since you start with this bottle, like, he has 200 mana, roughly, and his abilities cost 240 for one combo. So he can't even do a combo right now. He has hit level 3 and he still can't do it. Let's see what. So he has 3 CS, I'm at 10, 11, and 2 denies. So he's getting destroyed right now. he's going down to look for the rune at bottom, but it's not bottom, it's top. So I'm gonna get this rune. I don't really need it for bottle charges, but I'll get full health and then get a DD. And I'm gonna try to run top to do something here. And I have DD, so I'm gonna hit really hard. But his Shadow Walk's coming up right now, so if he just uses it, he'll be fine. I want to say I get a kill, but I'm not sure. And that was a stun. I missed really badly. I want to say it was a bad stun, but honestly, it's really hard to hit at lower levels. You saw how little it was, the radius. So that was kind of bad. I'm almost level 4, and now Tiny is 4.5. So I was destroying him, and now I'm still ahead by 5 minions and 3 denies, but I'm still behind in XP. Above and gold behind in XP. But I should catch up with that. And I still have this DD to force him out of lane if I want to, or kill him. So Tiny still doesn't have enough mana to use this combo. Oh, their team actually has no courier, so maybe that's why he started with a bottle. I'm not sure. If I was him, I would have just bought the courier myself because it's worth it. So yeah, if you don't have a courier mid, you're kind of gonna get destroyed, and it's really hard to win mid without a courier. So I feel kind of bad for him. But yeah, just CSing and everything right now. He's going for the bottom. It's not bottom. It's top. Illusion. Okay, so Tiny he's kind of a tank-ish, but he's like a tank assassin.
Double damage.
He has a combo that he uses with his avalanche and toss. Basically, his avalanche is an AoE stun that does damage over time, and his W will toss a random target near him to another unit. He's going top here. Don't think anyone dies though.
Dire's middle tower
So
is under
if you
attack.
use his Q first, when the target is in the air, they will take more damage from the Q. So you want to Q first, and then W immediately after. He bought his boots up at the side shop, and he's going to be running back mid.
Dire's middle tower
And
is
see,
under Dire's
I
middle
should
tower
probably
has
rewind that.
fallen.
I'll just play it really fast.
Dire's
Wind it.
structure.
Sorry, I missed that. Okay, so I see he's top, so I just activate my DD, and I'm pushing. Because Leshrax's W, if you see this
Dire's
little
middle tower
orb
is
going
under
on the
attack.
tower, that is my edict hitting the tower right now. And I just took down the tower by that much health. I did around 1,000 damage to it in the duration of that spell. So because I know he's
Dire's
top,
middle
and
tower
I know
is
he's
under
not
Dire's
doing
middle
anything,
tower has
like he's
fallen.
not getting kills, he's
Dire's
not
structures
accomplishing
are
anything.
fortified.
So I'm just going to be pushing mid, because that's what Leshrac does best. He really doesn't do that well in team fights until you get your Bloodstone, which is a really good item. It gives you a lot of health, mana, health regen, and stuff like that. So Tiny's coming in now. I'm not sure if I can move here. That would be kind of funny if I did. No, I don't. So I died.
First blood.
It stayed long,
Bagged and
but
tagged.
I mean, I still get the tower, so overall it's worth it, but it's still bad that I died. I'm probably gonna buy a magic wand here with these 3 branches and buy TP to go back. Yep. I'll buy TP and TP back middle and just keep farming or pushing. The rune is bottom, it's a double damage, so Tiny's gonna get it. It's kind of bad. Let's look at the CS and see. Yeah, I'm still way ahead of him, so it's okay. I guess our Venomancer is
Double
getting
damage.
farmed. That's kind of funny to me. Oh, I guess he's in a lane by himself. Okay. So I'm mid, and I'm just pushing this out. Use my edict to clear minion waves quickly. I'm gonna run bottom to check the rune, but it's already gone because Tiny got it. But Tiny is going to die here.
You can get blood from a stone.
Poor Tiny. Nyx is our jungler. You typically don't always have a jungler in Dota, but well, I guess now there's quite often junglers. Furion sometimes jungles. He doesn't have to though. Nyx almost always jungles. He's basically, as his name suggests, Lifestealer. Everyone calls him Nyx, because that's his real name, I guess. Yeah, Lifestealer, as the name suggests, this ability right here, every time he kills something, every time he attacks something, he does a portion of their maximum health and heals for that much. There's he's healing right now. And his E is just so slow, and his Q gives him magic immunity for a period of time. His ult is very situational. You jump inside of a minion, you can jump out whenever you want. See, Tiny has literally, I just got a regen, which is really, really good for me. Yeah, continuing my thought, Tiny has no intellect items, or no mana items, or nothing. So you see he has 300 mana at level 7. His combo still takes 240 mana. So after he uses his entire combo, he's only at 60 mana. So he's relying completely on this bottle to basically sustain him. That's why he keeps running back and forth between these rune spots, because he knows that if he doesn't get it, he can't do anything. And I'm mid, just pushing this out. Turn up the speed a little bit. Not really sure what I'm doing there, so I'm just gonna go back, keep pushing mid. This is pretty much, I know it's it may be a little bit boring, but this is basically what you do as Leshrac. Leshrac is, if there's any Han people watching this, torture, as I'm sure you found out by now. Torture in Han, his Q does not get bigger. It starts off as max radius, so that's a lot nicer, but oh well. The Shrac's E is just, you hit something with lightning and it bounces to other units. I don't get it early because I'm not really concerned with that.
Dire's
I
middle
guess they
tower
tried to
is
gank
under
bottom
attack.
and now they're dying. But that's okay because I'm pushing mid and I just killed the entire tower while they were bottom. So we lost 2, and while that
Dire's
might look
middle
like it's
tower
something
has
bad,
fallen.
I think Silencer died top anyway. Well, it might look like it's something bad, it's really perfectly fine. Tier 2 tower from 1 kill bottom, it's perfectly okay with me. So I have Track on me
Dire's
right now,
bottom tower
which is one of
is under
Bounty Hunter's
attack.
abilities. It basically gives him true sight where I am, So they're tracking me down right now. Tiny's and
Dire's
Viz
bottom
been
tower
Invisering
is
right
under
next to me.
attack.
And I have no idea they're here. I don't know how this actually goes. Furion's coming in to help me. I have a feeling I kill both of them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I could kill both of them. Pretty easy. So Furion used us with appearance. I don't know why I'm leading with killing him there, but
Dire's
Furion
bottom
finishes
tower
off.
has fallen.
So basically Bounty Hunter has a stealth, as I was saying before, and Furion has Dust of Appearance. So if you use the dust in a 1000 radius, it reveals all units. It puts a debuff on them, so even if they run out of the initial
Dire's
radius,
top tower is
it'll
under
still be
attack.
revealed.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So we're just pushing out mid here. It's going to be really hard. Clever puts in, trap. Probably putting 2 traps and stuff. But Lina kills me through.
You fence.
So we lose that exchange.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We didn't know that two of them were coming up, so figured we would get the kill on Clockwork.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Venomancer is pushing bottom. Like I was saying before, we have a really push-heavy comp. Like, if we were an organized team, which we're not, it's just me and Teal queuing together, we would probably have all of their Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers down by now. Because we would just keep going up against and pushing. And if we had something like a Chen or an Enchantress as instead of Nyx, we would probably dominate just every single lane in towers. Well, the problem with that would be, of course, we would need something more tanky instead of the silencer pick, and then you run into the problem of not having carry and things like that. So it's people in Dota usually pick team comps that are based around one thing. Recently there was a match between EG and Na'Vi where EG picked a complete push comp and they got, I think it was 13-minute top racks. So they pushed this entire lane and got these 2 racks, which gives you super creeps, which are really strong creeps at 13 minutes. So right now in the game they have this entire lane pushed, which is really, really hard to deal with. And their entire team was organized around pushing. So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
they didn't really have a carry.
Dire's top tower
They
has
had
fallen.
a Tinker, which is really bad in team fights. I believe they had a Leshrac, the hero I'm playing. They had Furion, which is this hero right here. And they had... I don't remember the other heroes they had, but it was very, very push dependent. And Na'Vi picked basically a team around Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is one of the hardest carries in the game, and they basically just waited.
Regeneration!
Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out what I'm doing. I got completely lost in what I was saying that I'm not even really spectating anymore. So I'll just put the player perspective on me while I'm talking about random things. So yeah, Na'Vi picked a team comp completely around Anti-Mage, which is a super hard carry. So even though they were so far behind, they eventually won the game around, I think it was like 50 minutes long. Which actually isn't that long for Dota, but yeah, they eventually won the game just because they had a carry and EG didn't, even though EG got a 13-minute barracks. So that's kind of the trade-off. Our team comp is kind of... Nyx isn't really a super hard carry. He's a strength carry, so he's really beefy. Right here we're just pushing on the top tower with the Edict yet again. We may get the tower here, we may not, I'm not quite sure. Silencer's going to TP out the bottom and help that out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If no one comes up to this tower, I will kill it. For sure. But it looks like I'm going to run away. Because there are 2 coming up. Not that I know, but I probably got a feeling. Or saw them come up from mid. So, yeah. I'll put it back on the camera. Looks like they got a double kill down here. I'm just gonna kind of fast forward a little bit and put it back on player perspective. So right now, Furion just teleported up to top lane and we're gonna try to push this down. With me and him together, we can pretty much push down anything we want.
Dire's bottom tower is under. Dire's structures are fortified.
They can't deny it here, they
Dire's
won't.
top
Prophet
tower
will get
is
it.
fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Clockwork just missed his ult. There, I'm saying overpowered
Dire's
because he missed
bottom
his
tower
ult.
is fallen.
And we're gonna kill this guy here. Maybe. No, I kind of bait my teammate into dying. So right here I have my soul booster. I'll put it back to normal speed. I just don't want the video to be too long, which it's already gonna be super long. I need to get used to, I guess, speeding up and putting at normal speed. So right now, Tiny is tossing me at me. I'm kind of scared right now.
Radiant's
Just
top
trying to
tower
hold
is
this
under
tower.
attack.
They don't really have that much pushing power. So I know that if I can just stay there and hold it out, that it'll be perfectly fine. Notice that we haven't lost a single tower this game. Once again, Farian's going to teleport up top lane.
Invisibility.
I'll explain what Farian does. Okay, so basically, his Q is a sprout. I believe that's what it's called. And it puts a bunch of trees around anyone that he targets or an area that he targets, which will trap them inside. He has an ability that he just used to convert trees to little tree ants that will attack him.
Incoming!
I'll stop since they're ganking me out. I'm definitely gonna die here. I don't see any way. Oh wow. Never mind. So you see he used his sprout. I'll put it on free camera so I can see what he's doing up there. He used his sprout so I could get out, and I timed my stun pretty much perfectly. And also Tiny didn't have enough mana. If he had enough mana, he would have killed me. But again, he has no mana items. I don't know why he's picking up a Blink Dagger, because if you do the math, he has 340 mana. His abilities cost 240. To use the Blink Dagger, you see the 75 mana. That's, what, 315? So he has to be at almost max mana to get off his combo. So I really don't understand this build. He really needed to pick up Arcane Boots or something at least, or get a Void Talisman, something, to get a little bit of intellect so he can do something. I'll go back to put the camera on me, and I'll finish explaining what Farian does. So like I was saying, he has a sprout which puts trees around people. He has a treants which will convert trees to treants to attack for him. I think max strength gives him 5 or 6. I want to say 3, 4, 5. I think it's 6. His other, his third ability is a teleport. It has. I'll just look at his abilities so I can get the exact numbers. I believe it's 20 seconds. Yes, 20 seconds. So he can teleport wherever the hell he wants across the map every 20 seconds. And his ultimate is basically a global ultimate that he can use that will bounce how many times? 15? 16 times to anything visible on the map. So this really helps with, say right now, I wonder where he uses ultimate. Let's see. Oh, let's get this first.
Roshan has fallen to
Don't
the
just
Radiant.
Basically, what I want to see is where Farian used his ultimate, because what we can do, since we're about to do combo right now,
Regeneration.
which is basically like Baron in League of Legends, I guess, or Kongor in There's Neworth, obviously. What he's gonna do is he's gonna try to push out a lane with his ultimate, so they're forced to go there while we're doing this. And I want to see where he uses it. Top lane or mid lane. See how all those trees just bounced around? He just uses ultimate to push up this lane. So now we'll have a little bit more pushing power in all these lanes. We will get this
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Kinda getting destroyed. So I'm not a very good commentator. Nyx might get some kills here, but he's getting kited around really hard. Here's a New Earth version of Naix. The closest thing to it would be Predator. And Predator has a leap on his magic immune. So that really helps him get close to people. At least I think the leap is built into his magic immune. I want to say that it is, but I'm not absolutely sure. And Naix has a slow instead. So it's hard to catch up to people if you know, we have a team that will help him, but right there, when he's alone, he can't really do anything. He just gets kited around. So I'll explain what Roshan does for people that don't know, since I didn't really explain it while we were doing it. I'll put the camera on myself. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so Roshan is... I'll speed up a little bit too, since it's... I don't know if there's hotkeys to do that. So basically Roshan, when you kill it, he drops an Aegis of Immortal, which takes up an item slot, and whenever whoever is holding the Aegis, when they die, they will get reborn, basically at full life and full mana. After the third time you kill Roshan, he'll also drop Cheese, which also takes up an item slot, but it will fully heal you and give you full mana. It's not full, but I think it's like 2,000, so in my case, or most non-tanks case, it'll give you full. And our Naix is absolutely destroying. Oh. He gets kited. I'm just trying to get good positioning here. I will kill him with my ultimate. I kill that because that will, I believe it takes my mana away whenever I cast a spell. I'll look at it after this.
Your desolation and the world.
And we use a dust to kill a bounty hunter. So yeah, that's what Roshan does, and it also gives you global gold, obviously. Just like in other games. Okay, so I have my Bloodstone completed up, and I'll explain why I wanted to destroy that thing first. So let's look at it. Okay, or it can unselect. Oh, it's because I'm on player perspective. Okay, so he's Nether Wart. Pugna places Nether Wart that fires mana flares at heroes who dare to cast spells while also preventing them from generating mana. Nether Wart deals damage equal to damage multiplier times the mana spent by the enemy hero. So I wanted to kill that because I was very low on mana, and it was right here, and I need to kill that before I could cast something. And I killed it on one melee, so you might as well. And that's just one small little minor thing that I noticed, I guess. I really don't have that much items for this far into the game. I haven't really been focusing on farming that much. See, my farm is actually quite low. I mean, everyone else in the game is obviously pretty low too. But there's a lot of players that haven't ever played Dota or a game like Dota before, so it's common that they don't know how important farming is or whatever. But basically my main concern is just running around and pushing towers. You know, I don't really care that much about getting every single last hit or anything like that. You know, I don't really need any other item besides my Bloodstone. I'll probably get an Aghanim Scepter next, which is Staff of the Master for heroes and New Earth people, which will increase the damage my ult does. Basically, for those of you that don't know, Aghanim Scepter is... I'm getting engaged on here. I will probably die. I may kill Tiny first. No, he just gets away. And that face.
It's killing time.
Okay, so it's too bad, so sad. I'll fast forward a bit. So Aghanim Scepter. It increases the effects of most, but not all, ultimates in the game. I'll go through some of these heroes and show you what it does. See, if you look at the bottom, it says increases damage per second, scepter upgradable. And go to Silencer. Doesn't do anything for him. Makes doesn't do anything for him. Venomancer increases damage and duration and increases cooldown. Furion increases damage and bounces. Pugna makes it to where it increases drain per second and sets cooldown time to 0. Stop on this first. Probably gonna die here from Bounty Hunter. I don't have dust, so there's not much I can do. He's probably gonna die here. Yes, the poison takes. Oh, come on. So, our Venomancer picks up a triple kill. Carry Veno, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Venomancer is supposed to be a support. I mean, we have seen carry Venomancers before, but for the most part, Venomancer is supposed to be a support. But that's all well and dandy that he got a triple kill. And I'll just run through these others. Tiny, he gets a tree when he gets Scepter.
Are fortified.
You guys can read it there. It gives him basically cleave, bonus damage to buildings, and more damage on his toss ability. Makes Lena's ultimate do more damage. Bounty Hunter probably have one now. Lockwood. Decreases cooldown and also hook shot to attach to defensive units.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
It's kind of a...
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
My mechanism lies.
It's honestly kind of a weird upgrade. I mean, I can see situations where it would be useful, but I can see a lot more situations when it would be harmful.
I will rise next season. Man, I go.
Sorry if I don't commentate on the team fights that much, but I will kill Bounty Hunter there.
Dire's middle
I don't really want
barracks
this
are
to be
under
like
attack.
one of those, you know, like Toby Long commentating team fight. I kind of just want it to be like an observation slash teaching. I don't know, not really teaching, but I guess I'm not really sure. Venomancer will probably get away here. He has his Gale up and
Dire's middle barracks
yep,
are under
and
attack.
I'll just stop chasing.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Venomancer is a hero that he's gonna die here. See how he's dead. And Clockwork is the ton. And our Venomancer buys back. Whoa, lag. That was weird. Anyway,
Regeneration.
I get the regen in, which is really, really good, because I was almost dead. Regen is really good on the Shrek in general, because he wastes mana a lot. I'm just gonna come top, push out this little bit. I really don't think they can kill me at this point. But Bounty Hunter is always, you can never count Bounty Hunter out. He does do a lot of damage. You can see he just comes out of stealth, crits me, and puts track on me, so now they know where I am. Working towards my Aghanim Scepter here, I have the point booster and the Ogre Club, so I only need the Agi part and the Intellect part. If you're wondering why I picked up the Ogre Club and why I always have my power treads on strength, it's basically because I just want to be tanky. If I'm low on mana, then I'll change it to Intellect. But right now, I mean, what's the point of keeping an Intellect? Sure, it'll give me a few extra points of damage, but auto attacks are not my main source of damage. The longer I stay alive, the more damage I'll do. So I generally have that much. Here we're just pushing. They're going to try to engage with Slamster uses ult. Prevents Tiny from doing anything. And Tiny will die here, he gets trapped in. I do get stunned, but it does not matter. Clockwork just used his ult on Lifestealer, I guess. He's gonna get trapped in. He's going to take a lot of damage. I'm sure we win this fight
Dire's
though.
middle barracks are under attack.
The sacred
I have no idea where I am right now. Oh, I'm pushing it. Good in the
Dire's middle
Shrek.
barracks has fallen.
So Venomancer gets another triple kill, and I'm just pushing mid.
Dire's top
You see that?
tower
I
is
don't
under
really
attack.
care about team fights. All I want to do is push because
Dire's middle
that's
tower
my job.
is under
And I'm
attack.
pushing mid again. This tower's gonna get probably to half before it goes out. No, no way. Just about half. Pugna's gonna try to kill me here, but there's nothing we can do. I missed my stun. He's gonna try to drain. I will get away though.
Dire's top tower is under
Pugna
attack.
is basically
Dire's
he
top
has
tower has fallen.
his Q ability. Yes, I am using QWER. For Dota 1 people that are watching, I am using QWER. So sometimes I'll refer to it as QWER. So his Q ability is, it's a very short range but big radius nuke. Getting attacked here, I might live. No, I die. But they get the worst of the exchange. I don't know why he would run back. Okay. I was gonna say he I guess, I don't know, to get the track on him. Okay, that's fine. Back to Pugna. He has his Q ability. This thing will die. She's not careful. Not our Nyx just runs away. He's gonna keep firing. I think this is where I say LOL in all chat.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And he jumps inside of the minion and he jumps out. He's basically just waiting for his W to run out. I think Nyx dies here. He dies. That was really funny. I mean, it ended up killing him in the end, but Clockwork will probably die to that urn charge. One more man will get him. Okay, sorry. I get sidetracked very easily. So, Pugna's Q is an AoE. It's very large, very short range. His W will give him. He's using it right now. Will make the target take extra magic damage and slow them. So his combo is basically you use W and then you
Dire's
Q.
middle tower
And that's
is under
really
attack.
strong with the team comp they have minus, you know, Bounty Hunter and Clockwork. But if you can use this W, let's see how much bonus spell damage it does. So
Dire's
40%.
middle tower has fallen.
So that means when Pugna uses his W, Tiny will do more damage with his toss and avalanche combo, and Lina will also do extra damage with all of her spells. So that's 40% extra damage for everyone, which is a lot. And we are nearing the end of this game. 2 more minutes. This is going to be a really long video. I doubt anyone is going to watch this far. But for those of you who are, I'll finish explaining Pugna's abilities. His E is the mana trap that I was explaining before, and his R is, if you play League of Legends, think Fiddlesticks. It is a life drain, except it is much stronger, longer range. I don't know if the range itself is longer, but okay, yeah, you see the circle around him. That's a pretty long range compared to Fiddlesticks ult, if you play League of Legends. And if you get Aghanim Scepter, it will make it, obviously have no cooldown and do more damage. I think it does more damage. Yes. So this will probably be the last time, maybe.
Dire's top
Misses the
barracks
Gale,
are
so
under
it
attack.
gets slow. The bonus punches down. Silence uses his ult for, I guess, to turn him in.
Dire's top
You
barracks
see how
has
Tiny
fallen.
comes in and he can't use his combo because he Qs and then last word makes the way he not use his toss. Read this ability that Sansa has. Whenever nearby enemy heroes use a spell, they get silenced for 3 seconds.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
Okay, so this game is over. I hope you learned
Dire's
something
Ancient is under
from
attack.
my first video, and sorry if it
Radiant
was
victory.
all over the place. But thanks for watching.